loves. No microphone today. I do feel this will be a quick message, but I just wanted to check in because I've been a little bit absent and I just feel that it is time to just share a bit of what's been going on for the collective or for whoever needs to hear this message. Energetically, don't even have just one word for it, but before I start, I just want to say, I hope you know how loved and supported you are. Okay, I hope you know how loved and supported you are. And if you don't know that, I hope you can feel into that today. Okay, I will pull cards just because I feel like it. But again, this will be heart channeled like always. You will know if this is for you. You'll feel it. You will have this need to just listen. Okay, so this is for you. Just listen, receive, allow the support that's needed, because that's a big part of this message. This collective, you have likely been learning through, I'm hearing agony, potentially through a fair bit of agony, potentially through a fair bit of struggle. You have been learning what it is to be supported and what this actually means. You've also been uncovering a lot of conditioning that's made you feel like you have to do it all alone. And maybe you're not living on that conscious level, but there's been a huge subconscious part of you that hasn't really been accessed yet because it's also been a little bit attached to our ego and pride. There's been this level of, I can do it all, I can do it on my own, as if needing to prove something to someone. So what the message that's coming in at the moment anyway, is that you are discovering that this isn't true. You are discovering on a very deep level how much in your life you have built things out of this conditioning, out of this drive to do more or to be perfect or to do all these things that make you look incredible. There's this perfectionism that's coming up. There's this energy of needing to prove something to someone, whether it's yourself, whether it's a parent, whether it's just people around you. This need to prove, I am this because I can do this. And what's coming up is that you're realizing this has been causing you so much struggle, and this has been blocking you from accessing the things you're trying to call in from what you're trying to create. Okay, so what I'm saying is this need, this subconscious pattern that you've had or identified or been experiencing lately, whether in knowing or not knowing, you've actually been blocking your receiving, you've been blocking your ability to call things in and to hold them because you've been running in the belief that I can do it all on my own, that I've got this, I don't need anyone. But in that is a belief of I don't need anything. But you do need things. You need a lot of things. You're human. You need food, you need water, you need nourishment, you need nurture, you need shelter, you need a space to breathe, to exist freely and safely. You need nurturing. You need mothering. You need structure and you need support. And what's coming in is that you're allowing yourself to need. You're allowing yourself to need. You've been jumping to desire or trying to want things and call things in that you want, but you've been missing the fact that you didn't even let yourself need anything. You may have grown up in a childhood home or just been around a certain level of conditioning that told you to suppress your needs, to suppress all your needs, basically. You lived as a child or a teenager as someone who didn't need anything to keep the peace or to keep other people around you happy and regulated, which meant that your needs, one, you didn't even know them, or two, constantly you went without. You have pushed this so far down and you've existed in this way for so long, not needing anything, that you've systematically blocked everything from yourself. You've blocked your ability to receive what you need. Even the things that you want. But if you can't get your needs met, you won't even get your desires met. Or if they do come in, you can't hold it because you haven't allowed yourself to need. You haven't allowed yourself to need, to be nourished, to be supported, to be validated, to be free, to be safe. You haven't allowed yourself to need. And what's coming up now is that you're learning to need, and that needing things and needing people is the most human thing about all of us. You aren't alone. You aren't unsupported. In fact, your world has been trying to show you exactly that you are supported, that you are loved, that your needs deserve to be met and heard and acknowledged and seen and validated, and to grow into desire and to grow into wants. Confirmation burp. So if lately you've been experiencing this complete falling apart of your world, or falling apart in parts of your world, or this energy of that, and feeling like nothing's working, or feeling like you can't get the things that you want, or that nothing's coming in the way that you want it to, or nothing's lasting or being held, it will feel like things aren't stable, in the best way to put it. If that has been a part of your world lately, that's because you've needed to access this part of you. And the only way you could do that is if you could see and feel around you that your needs aren't being met, so that you could go within and acknowledge how you have this belief that tells you it's not safe to need. You don't think it's safe to need. I'm not saying maybe right now you do, but a part of you for a long time has been processing and existing in that way, that it's not safe to need anything, that you're not allowed to need, you're not allowed to have needs, because they will not be met, or they cannot be nourished without pain. Without pain. So nourishment to you, and being nurtured, and having your needs met to you, has coincided with struggle and pain and guilt and shame. And so the message here, one, is to breathe. There's relief coming in, because you finally met this part of yourself that wants to need things, that wants to ask, wants to be nourished, wants to be loved, wants to be validated and safe. Your needs are ready to be met. That's what your world has been trying to tell you. But you've been subconsciously living as if you don't need a single thing, because you thought you couldn't need anything. You thought you weren't allowed to. And I'm telling you right now, and your world's been telling you, and your guides have been telling you, and this is what you're learning. Feel it with me. Your needs are worthy of being met. You are allowed to need. I don't know how many times have I said the word need, but I'm hearing this is huge for you. This is massive for you and what you've been going through. And if this isn't hitting you consciously, I want you to go into your body, and I want you to ask your body to bring up within you, have I been suffocating my needs? Have I been suppressing my needs? Have I been stopping myself from feeling like I can need something or anyone or anything? Now that you've gone backwards, because it's going to feel like your world's gone backwards lately, most likely for a few of you anyway, what you're stepping into next is going to be this slow forward movement. I do feel that eventually it's going to pick up a little bit, but this slow forward movement of, wow, my needs are being met, of accepting, of allowing, of receiving. And you're going to get very, very comfortable with having your needs met. That's this next phase for you. And what that means and what that's like. But not just consciously, oh yeah, okay, I have the things that I need. No. I need you, your spirit team wants you to deeply go within every time a need is met and nurture and validate yourself in that space, because you're going to need to learn safety. Okay, you're going to re-immerse yourself with safety and stability and security, because you have broken down so many old paradigms and foundations and levels of conditioning, and just this whole subconscious shadow world of yours. It has been like rummaged through hugely. And so because of this, your body is needing support right now. So much support, because the work that you've been doing and the things that have been happening, the shedding that's been happening to you, has been probably bigger than even you can comprehend right now. Because this is the very base of us. When we're born, we're a baby, all we can do is need. That's all we can do. And so you're returning to your womb. You're returning to your womb. You're returning to the mother, the needing of the mother, the needing of the father, the needing of support and nourishment, okay? And that's why you're being so heavily called back to doing that for yourself and understanding on this level of why you're doing this for yourself and why you deserve to have your needs met. Soon there's going to be this layer of desire that comes up as well. But right now, stability in the needs is going to be the priority until that feels really natural and familiar. And you are hearing that you have been working on this survival needs met stuff for a while, but this is sort of the what's Spirit calling it? I'm hearing finalizing impact. I don't know how they're describing that, but this is just a very, very huge part where it's all sort of stabilizing and being solidified together is what I'm hearing from this. I'm hearing you are so strong, you are very powerful, and you don't give yourself enough credit. That's another part of this message. You're needing to be giving yourself more credit, more praise, more appreciation, more love, because that's a need. It's not a want, that's a need. You're allowed to have nourishment. You're allowed to be nurtured. And I want you to sit in that every day until it feels natural. Breathing feels really significant too, like just deep breaths through your belly. Deep breaths and sunlight feels really significant for this collective. So be sure that whether you're doing breath work that you need to do, or just be more intentional with your breath and allow it to fill you, okay? And then with sunlight, being in the sun more, or just being in the sun daily, okay? Creating structure and routine with needs that you've again, this all feels so basic is what I'm hearing. It'll feel so basic and like, why am I doing this? This is so basic. But sometimes we need to go back to our roots before we can blossom and grow again. Okay, because what's coming next is this magnificent unfolding of this boldness, of this mesmerizing magnetic energy. Okay, because you're reaching something so deep within yourself. I'm hearing purifying, but alchemizing so much, so intensely, that what's going to blossom from this is going to be so magical. So magical. So what's important here is to really be in this presence of yourself and be really focused on nourishing, because the more that you do that, the more you return back to yourself and to your needs. What's going to blossom from you next is going to be, it's going to feel so unattainable, but it's going to be so true to you. And I'm hearing, as much as it feels like you're starting again, I want you to view this as you're starting so many things in a self that is the most true to you. This isn't brand new. This is just a compilation of authenticity that's finally being able to be expressed safely and freely. This is a testament to the amount of work and transformations and healing and embodiment that you have done for yourself. This isn't about going backwards. This is a huge remembrance and return that's embodied daily. This is amazing, incredible, big work. And you should be so proud of yourself. So proud of yourself. This is going to not just transform yourself for the near future, but transform your world for the foreseeable future. Because everything's going to be built off this space of you feeling worthy of having your needs met. And you've not had that before. You've not had that before, not this intensely and not this stabilized, not this strong, not this grounded, not this rooted so deeply into earth. I'll pull a few cards of what's coming next for this collective, just for the fun of it. I'm hearing routines and structure is really important. Everyone sees this card and feels so negative towards it. But this is what you're dealing with. You're learning to have your needs met, and that it's not a struggle, that there's not suffering, that there's not pain. You aren't stuck here, but you're needing to get comfortable with asking for what you need. You have the Knight of Wands on the bottom. Splitting the Page of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. You're going to see just how beautiful your world is when you nurture the most precious and simplest parts of yourself. That is going to transform how you view your world hugely, but not just how you view it, how you exist within it, and how you receive from it. You don't realize yet how big of an impact this work that you're doing is going to have on your world. Because right now you could still be seeing this. Right now you could still be seeing things are hard, things are a struggle, things aren't where I want them to be. That's okay. That's okay. You experience life in intensity. You experience life in the extremes. And when this happens, it's because you're being asked to learn deeper and more than most people usually do. You're learning the intensity of needs right now. Because if we don't have them, if we don't meet them, if we don't know them, how could we ever ask for anything else? How could we ever allow anything into our life if we don't even know what our needs are? If we don't know why they need to be met? How could you build or do or create anything? Because all you'll be is suffering and struggling. You're learning the importance, you're learning how it is in you and how alchemizing this and nurturing this space is only going to bring you that much more joy and that much more abundance. I know it doesn't seem like it, but there's this really big unfolding here that you're not yet meant to see, okay? You're not meant to have clarity for the next steps. So if that's been feeling a bit blocked too, you're not meant to have that right now. You're meant to be immersed in this self, in this phase of self, in this huge return to just the basic elements of self. Be present with yourself, be committed to yourself, be devoted to yourself, nourish and nurture, and ask frequently what you need and respond to it. I love you. And if you're wanting to book in one-on-one, links in bio. If you're wanting to join Sacred Space, come and join for weekly messages for the collective and a lot more. And if you're needing any other support, please head to my link in bio. All my services and programs and frameworks are there for you. I love you. You're amazing. You've got this.